Hi, and welcome back to another AI in 5. I'm your host, Simon Chris, and joining me today is Ben Hancock. Now, Ben's the customer service automation lead at NICE here in Australia, and we're going to be talking about how to avoid repeating the sins of the past. Hey, Ben, welcome to AI in 5. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Simon. Good to be here.
No problem at all. We're going to jump right in, and I want to start by calling out you're in the contact center, the CCAS space, and it feels like there's a chance that with AI we're going to repeat the sins of the past that we did with, IVRs that made just ugly designs that customers and staff didn't want to use. Is there a risk of that happening again with AI? And if so, what can we do about it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think with any new technology that comes into an enterprise space, whether that be, small to medium businesses or large enterprises, oftentimes when we implement something and we come up with band-aid fixes end up becoming the BAU into the future. And you end up with what you just mentioned, IVRs that are hard to navigate and frustrating. And now we're in a stage where we have to do IVR transformations just to fix the mistakes that we made in the past.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of emphasis, and particularly from NICE, we're building out capability in the organization to really work with customers, both pre-implementation and post-implementation, to design and implement solutions that are easily adoptable, right? And coming back and doing check-ins and making sure that prompts are set up in the right way and profiles are configured the right way, and ensuring that the outcome and the business goal is always front of mind, regardless of where we started, how small or how large. And so making sure that we do that research first and really consult, I think that's the place that we start with, and understanding what that landscape looks like, right? Do we need to go full force and start with a full agent assist agentic solution? Or can we start by simply automating end of call notes and making sure that the summaries that come from that are exactly what we like?
And how do you balance that human-led transformation with the CFO wanting to realize huge savings in the first 30 days with zero errors type stuff?
Yeah, I mean, CFOs are one of those roles in an organization that often can be very enabling, but potentially can also hold us back. What we're already seeing from customers that I've been working with on, say, agent assist capabilities is making sure that when we talk about transformation, that we're bringing the customer on the journey. So who are we trying to solve this problem for? So your business's end customer, as well as the users, which is the agents, the supervisors, the business users. And ensuring that, well, where are the points of frustration for the customer? Why is it that we're getting negative CSAT or negative NPS or whatever metric we're looking at? And why is it that our agents, who are smart, credible, human beings that have really good problem solving skills, why are they getting bogged down in these processes, right? So really kind of doing that internal view first and leveraging that into an approach that actually helps solve the easy problems first, and then laddering up into the more complex problems as we go along.
Yeah. Now you're with one of the larger organizations, this isn't we just built this last week type of thing. So, in amongst needing to be, GDPR compliant and this compliant and that compliant and ISO, what's one of the weirdest things that you've come across that when you were doing this human-centered transformation that you just thought, oh my God, I never would have thought of that?
Yeah, so we have a New Zealand telco client that was our first in region for automatic summarization when it first launched back in December 2023, and they've been working with us to actually co-develop additional capability over the last year. They're now at the point where they have a 98% acceptance rate of summaries, and they're moving to a stage where they don't even allow agents to change them. But one of the interesting things is, because that high acceptance rate came through, what we found is that agents were actually taking that minute of after call work savings and just sitting back in their chair and taking a breather, because they didn't have to do any note taking. And so whilst we got the improvement from a technology and solution perspective, the humans were like, great, I'm going to have a break now because I don't have to do my notes because the AI will take care of it for me. So, that was an unexpected outcome.
Yeah, I do love that. You know, people often say, "Oh, AI is going to take your job," and I feel like saying, "Oh, please, please let it do that." I would happily give up my job. Hey, look,
Particularly for things like that. Yeah.
we're right at time, but and it goes fast. But I love to ask everybody the same question, and that is, what would be your one bit of advice for an organization just starting their AI journey? What should they be thinking about or doing?
Yeah, I'm a big believer in going out and playing with large language models, using your chat GPTs, your Claudes, your Groks, actually understanding when we talk about prompting what that means.
Mm.
And I also think that the second part of that is when you're implementing these solutions, don't expect it to be 100% perfect day one. We give our agents 3 to 6 months to skill up and get ready to deal with any of the calls that come through. Let's make sure that we give the AI solutions time to be bedded in and adopted and grown and improved over time as well.
Yeah, great advice. Awesome advice. All right, Ben, thanks so much for being on AI in 5.
Thanks for having me, Simon.